at my last location, but a bit more casually. So definitely something we're looking forward to. Maybe a bright spot, not necessarily a mission moment.
Thanks for sharing. Anyone else have anything they'd like to share? Positive, something fun that happened?
I'll share.
Okay.
I'm Sarah Wheeler. I'm the community health worker at the Wisconsin Rapids Southwood County YMCA, and also now the new Foreverwell coordinator. And we launched our Foreverwell group not this past Monday, but the Monday before that. And it's kind of been slow going, but each thing that I'm offering, I'm finding that there's really good feedback. And one of the gentlemen who I met for the very first time at one of the events, I was trying to explain to him, I had made a calendar and then I had made some class descriptions of some of the things we would be doing. And he was looking it over kind of like perplexed. And he said, well, how much does all this cost? And I said, well, this is a member benefit here. You can come and you don't need to sign up ahead of time for these things here. And it's a member benefit. And he looked so relieved and he said, this is an amazing idea. I love that this will be here. And he's been at everything I've had since. So it's those types of things that are kind of helping drive me to want to keep going. And like, it's the positive feedback that I like.
Thanks, Sarah. I'll share just something cool. We do Together Tuesdays once a month, and basically it's just an hour where we have food, games, just times for people to socialize. And we just had one this week, and 2 members who have gone to classes together for a while now were talking, and they found out that they both went to the same school in I think Germany, in the 70s, like at the same time. And they had no idea that they were there at the same time. And they like stood up and hugged each other. And they were like, oh my gosh. And like, they didn't even live in the same state at the time. They were like across the country. And then they went into a different country and went to school for a year, and they were there at the same time. So it's kind of cool that we're not just offering physical benefits for our members, we're also giving that social engagement and opportunities for them to kind of connect and make friendships. So going off of that, I want to introduce Helena, and she's just going to quickly talk through just some cool, interesting new ways for funding and grant opportunities for active older adults and Foreverwell programming. And then we'll kind of dive a little deeper into this as one of our fall rally topics. So it's kind of just going to be a little bit of a overview. Take it away.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Abby. Yes, you pronounced my name correctly, Helena. I really appreciate that. I always try to get, practice names, but for me, it's like seeing the names written out. So I'm really grateful to be seeing your faces and your names. Thank you so much to the team leads for providing this space and opening up the space for me and my colleague Miriam to come here and just answer questions about these opportunities. So I'm here really because of the opportunity really is designed to build WISE capacity for healthy aging. And so that's what I've learned it to be called through our Healthy Aging Capacity Guide, some of which you may be familiar with, but AOA, Foreverwell, senior adults, whatever term you use, right? And that's one of the key things that we're going to be recording during this cohort opportunity is what are y'all calling? What are y'all, what have y'all landed on? And, what tools are you using? So really the opportunity is that we are looking for your expertise. We're looking for your feedback. We need your help because we really want to evaluate and measure the tools, one of them being the Healthy Aging Capacity Guide, so that we can ensure that you all have the resources that you need to engage with the older adults in your communities. And so some of the tools that we'll be looking at are the Healthy Aging Capacity Guide. And I'm just going to put it in the chat just for reference in case you want to take a look at that. And we'll also be using the Creating for Tomorrow roadmap. It's within the innovation process. So I'll also share that. But one of the great things about this opportunity is that it will be broken up into smaller digestible components, so we can really get your really focused feedback throughout the opportunity. And so again, it's a grant-funded project through Strategic Initiatives Fund with YUSA, and I'll be supporting these opportunities starting, the first one starting in November, over the next year as the network facilitator. So I'll go ahead and pause here and just want to let Miriam come off mute and just say hi. And because it is a grant-funded opportunity, just want to let her say hi and put a face to the name there too.
Hi, all. Thanks for making space for Helena and I to join. I see some familiar faces from our Foreverwell journey together, and I see a lot of new faces too, which is exciting. I'm really happy that this group has sort of continued to be there for one another as a support system as you all are learning and trying new things. Helena spoke perfectly to the opportunity. We're really breaking this up into 4 pieces, looking at components of that healthy aging capacity guide. And it's an opportunity for some deep work and deep learning. So it's less of a, from a grant perspective, right? I'm the fundraiser. It's less of a, here's a check, go implement this program. It's more of a, here's some money to basically account for your time, right? Because that's what's valuable to us, is the time you all are going to take away potentially from meetings and some day-to-day tasks to help us as we learn together, but that there are going to be tools that either exist now and might be updated or don't exist because you all flag something as a need that we have not yet created. And we're looking for you all to go back and not just you all, but anybody who's awarded this opportunity to go back and test those things and give us feedback on how they worked, what was successful, what didn't, what might we need to change. So it really is a learning cohort, right? We're learning alongside with you, and that's what we're looking forward to. Some of the questions we've gotten already as this announcement has gone up, and I'll go ahead and throw it in the chat too, just in case anyone hasn't seen it yet, have been, are we eligible for all the cohorts? And yes, anybody can apply for all 4 cohorts as those opportunities come up. They're not all available now. We're sort of scaling them as the year goes on. So it really is a matter of figuring out who the best folks are, who makes strong applications for what you all stand to benefit from. So that's one thing I would highlight as you're thinking about applying for this, if you are, is how you are thinking about the learning potential of being in a group with others, of peers, and what you might be able to take back to your Y and to your community, and also think about what perspective you might offer and enhance the learning for others and in turn, right, for the movement. So this is the initiative for the next 12 months or so, and I'm really excited because Helena will be facilitating all of it. So I feel like it'll have a very steady hand over the next year, just kind of keeping things going. But happy to take any questions. If you are like me and you need some time to process, I'll throw our email in the chat too. And most of you know where to find me because we're always taking grant questions. So, but we're always happy to take them, happy to have phone conversations, whatever might work for you all.
Yeah, so I will be along for the ride, supporting and guiding us through the learning process as part of the cohort process. And my main goal really is to listen and to record your feedback through the opportunity. And so we, again, just to echo what Marianne mentioned, we will have more opportunities spanning over the year that will follow the 4 Ps within the Healthy Aging guide. And it's the Healthy Aging approach. And those 4 Ps are principles, programs, partnerships, and policy. And so you'll see that in the grant opportunity, just so that you are familiar with where we got that from. And, we also, to Miriam's point, we want to make sure that we have people who are walking alongside us as we evaluate resources and identify those gaps and challenges. So we really do want honest experience and feedback. And so at the end of this entire project, we will be able to better support any Y really who is looking to increase or maximize support or improve any active older adult program practice policy for their healthy aging population. So look forward to any further questions, and also if you apply and we get to work with each other, looking forward to that as well. But please feel free to reach out with any questions, and I work closely with the SIF team to ensure any question is answered. And thank you so much. I'll pause here, and if there are any questions, otherwise we look forward to hearing from you later.
Does anyone have any questions for either of these ladies? No. Okay, well, if you want to email them with any questions, they'd be happy to help answer any of those. We can try to connect you with people too, so just let us know. Moving on, we'll talk about community partnerships. So I know we talked at our last meeting a little bit about community partnerships and working with different organizations in your community. We just wanted to highlight some of them because some of us are coming from different states, so there are different organizations that can help you depending on where you are based out of. I can talk to the community resources that I've used. I'm in Door County in Wisconsin, and then I want to open it up to other resources that people have used as well. I partner strongly with the ADRC here, so that's the Aging Disability Resource Center, and we partner with them. We host fall prevention programs there. I'm in the middle of a 7-week stepping on class, and that's a fall prevention class for older people. And we host that at the ADRC. We have trainers that are sent to the ADRC to help set up equipment and make sure that those older adults are using the equipment properly. And then we do bring people in from the ADRC to the Y too. So we partner closely with them, and that actually helps bring a lot of members into the Y because they go to the ADRC for free lunch every day and then see all the flyers and different things for the Y, or they'll go to a program at the ADRC and then see the benefit of our Y classes that complement that fall prevention class. So it is a really strong resource and kind of a free marketing too. If you build that partnership with them, they can help market your programs as well. So I work strongly with the ADRC, and then I also would strongly recommend if you're looking for a community partner to look towards your local hospitals as well. Sometimes our local hospital funds some of our programming, like our Live Strong program, Parkinson's, some other things, and they help promote that as well. So that again is kind of free marketing when you partner closely with different organizations. That's just my personal experience, but I want to open it up to people who have any recommendations or questions regarding trying to get connected with people in your community.
We also have a relationship with a hospital in town, specifically Aurora. The business managed, or like the business director, I can't remember her exact title, but she facilitates for me, like she finds doctors to do our lunch and learns. So that's been great. They like the exposure, and the members absolutely love having the doctors in. Last May for National Senior Health and Fitness Day, I had, I think, 70 people at our lunch and learn here in Oshkosh. And then I know that there's memory projects all over the country. I've heard the Fox Valley from some people who've traveled around that the Fox Valley has a pretty robust one, but we have a memory cafe at RY as well. And they support that, like they show us what to do, give us the training, give us funds to buy snacks and supplies and things like that. And that's another great way to partner in the community that we do here in Oshkosh, as well as the ADRC. Oh, I thought of another one. Sorry. So I don't know about you guys, but like here, the like assisted living or older adult housing, they want their name on things. So they're asking us regularly to sponsor stuff. So we have a grant for our lunch and learns. Home care assistance gives us money for that. And then there's another place in town that is asking to give us money. So trying to find connections with those home, you know, because they figure they're going to eventually, you know, filter in there potentially one day. So
Thanks for sharing that, Era. I was just sharing with another one of our staff today that reaching out to local for-profit agencies are a great way to have an opportunity to potentially sponsor something. When we host those folks, there's that tiny bit of a gray line, right? Where we have to be careful to ensure that they're just providing education and not necessarily solicitation. And sometimes for new organizations or organizations that don't go out and about in the community enough, that could be a bit of an interesting approach for them. And so hosting something like providing coffee at an event or treats or whatever might be a great way for them to get their name out there while still supporting the why. So thanks for sharing that. Definitely a neat resource. And I think, Sarah, were you chatting today too about GWAR? Were you planning on sharing that resource?
Yeah, do you want me to do that now?
If it's a good time for you.
I'm not busy, I guess. Okay, so as the community health worker, I do work at the Y, but I am actually employed by the Greater Wisconsin Agency on Aging Resources. So I was going to share a little bit about them. They serve 70 of 72 Wisconsin counties and 11 sovereign tribal nations with a service area of over 63,000 square miles. They have more than 120 network partners, county and nonprofit aging units, ADRCs, senior centers, and tribal aging units. And I was going to put the website in the chat because there are so many resources on their webpage. And I don't know if I can share my screen, but I'm going to try because I was just going to show you around their website quick. So just a minute here. Screen. I've never done this before, so I'm not sure what I'll be sharing. Let's try this. Can you see what I'm seeing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, way to go.
Okay, so this is their homepage, and about it gives all sorts of things, but I wanted to point out the newsletter that you can subscribe to. So you could subscribe to their newsletter, and then I had it pulled up here. It's all sorts of different things: legislation, advocacy. This is talking about prescription drug information, caregiver support, health promotion, all sorts of good stuff. And then we have, if you would want to be a part of the Aging Advocacy Day in May, you're encouraged to participate with that. They have a toolkit, how to talk to your elected officials, stuff about the Wisconsin Aging Advocacy Network, and then all sorts of different programs. Their elder abuse hotline is amazing. I think it's the only one in the whole state, and it goes through GWAR. They do have flyers on it, I believe, if you wanted to put them up in your facilities. All sorts of things about elder law, senior Medicare, patrol, veterans information, and then what else was I going to touch on? The Business Development Center, So Sky Van Rossum he's the special projects manager. He is my supervisor. He would be the person I would recommend to reach out to if you wanted any information on GWAR. And then let's see, just different things about law, finding resources, an amazing tab, all sorts of things on nutrition, caregiver support, advocacy, Alzheimer's programs. I mean, I feel like this is such a good resource, their website. So I don't know, does anybody have any questions? I'm kind of doing all the talking, but it's a lot. So. And now how do I stop sharing? Oh, here we go. Okay.
I was just going to mention, Sarah, I don't know that I have any specific questions, but I think a lot of the resources that you're providing within that website as well could be a great opportunity for people to explore when they're trying to think about creating programs themselves. And maybe some resources there on how to get themselves educated in order to teach certain things or whatever it might be. So if you feel like you're a novice in an area and you don't have a whole lot of resources to reach out to your community at this point, it looks like that website for anyone would be a great opportunity for that.
Yeah, I think it's a good place to start, especially if you wanted to do some sort of nutrition education. You could look up their website. You could, if you have somebody who comes to you in confidence and says they know someone who might be dealing with elder abuse, I mean, the hotlines are on there. Don't hesitate to reach out. Yeah, a lot of educational stuff. It's a really good resource, especially for our age group. So.
Thank you for sharing that with us. It's really nice, I think, to hear what people use for different resources. And kind of like Kate said, it's a great resource to use when you're trying to figure out creating programming in itself. Because getting started is kind of the hardest part, because it's just a daunting thing to try to start if you have never started any sort of programming, or you're looking to offer more resources to your senior population. Does anyone else have any resources that we didn't mention, or any questions about how to find resources local to them? Or does anyone have any anything they want to talk about with like programming? I know fall programming probably just started. Any new and exciting programming they want to talk about? Any questions about ideas for programming? Open floor. We don't like talking throughout the whole meeting, so we love to hear your voice too.
Before we dive into program questions, can I just share a little bit about Fall Rally? I don't know if you had planned on doing that, Abby, or am I jumping?
Yes, I was going to open it up, and then Fall Rally was my next thing. But if you want to do Fall Rally, you can.
No. I can wait. You got it.
There's got to be something exciting with fall programming that you're just excited about. Got to be something. Or a question you have.
I can share one more thing that the YMCA of the Fox Cities is doing. So we've had quite the request for outdoor recreation programming and more outdoor adventure-based programming. So we started some hiking, kayaking, and biking excursions this summer. So many of you might know that we have a thriving trip program. We do day trips, we do some flight-based trips, and we started what we call field trips, and that's where people meet at a local location to do some sort of outdoor adventure outing. So our hikes and bikes this summer were incredibly popular, so we've added a few more for this fall. So in October, we're looking forward to another bike and 2 additional hiking programs.
And do you direct those yourself, or have you found someone among your seniors who direct those programs?
Like most of our new programming, I do kick off a majority of the new stuff. And outdoor recreation is something that I kind of come with. It's something that I've participated in quite some time. So I am kicking off that program. I have chatted with a few people, more than likely that might end up being volunteer led or based, but we also have, I think I saw Jen on this call, we have some interest at some of our other specific branch locations, partnering and doing something as well. So there's a couple of different ways we can expand that. On the branch level at our locations, we do some walking programs. So they'll meet and either do community walks, or we have a few locations that are walking to a something like walk to coffee or walk to somewhere else. So we started at that sort of level. I did one very easy guided walk just to sort of see everybody's level of participation and where everybody was coming. And I had a very clear split of beginners and mountain goats. So we're offering 2 of those options this October. We're offering a easy breezy, accessible walk, and then we're doing a more experienced hike.
Yeah, I had done I called it the Golden Adventures, and it was similar to that before COVID. But I found after COVID, it's been a little more challenging to get that back up and going. So, but I do have a couple of things planned for the fall. So, because I do think people do enjoy getting out somewhere besides the Y. I usually try to find a naturalist or someone who can lead the hikes that can talk about what people are seeing and so forth. So, but it's a reminder.
We've done some guided hikes as well, Marilyn, where we've told them specifically, you know, this one, we're going to look at flora and fauna. This is a birding one. I do not have that background. I can't speak specifically to that. And so typically when I market something, it's truly a hike for social, a hike for physical activity.
Sure.
And especially going into cold and flu season again, and all the kiddos are back to school. And if our adults are helping watch any of those kiddos, it's a great way to kind of stay together and do something together and do it a little bit safer too. So I could always share some of our marketing materials with you if you're interested. So feel free to reach out.
Yeah. Our most popular one was on mushrooms. We had a naturalists who took them out looking for mushrooms and foraging. Those seem to be really popular around us. So
that is a really popular thing up here too. Like I guess there's someone that's found over 650 different species, or however you say it. In Door County. I just led a hike at one of our local like free land trusts, and that's all they wanted to talk about was mushrooms. Yeah. So that's definitely a good idea. And they love it. Love getting out, like you said, Marilyn. Love getting outside of the Y and just exploring the community, which is also giving a value added, a resource for them, because especially in like where I am, we have so many different, like, you know, not even just state parks, but county parks or public land, and a lot of resources just to get out and hike and just see nature. So it's great to give that to them and kind of bridge the gap.
Yeah, and when I started that program, the idea was too, you have people that would like to do all those things, but are a little nervous about doing it by themselves. Yeah. So when you set a time, a place for them to meet other people, I think they're much more confident and comfortable and going to new places that they might not otherwise go to by themselves. So
yeah, absolutely. Anyone else have anything they want to share about program or any questions about getting things started?
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. I was going to add on to that, Marilyn. I love the hikes, and Kate, thanks for bringing that up. Something that you can do also is to partner with like a high school if you don't have a college nearby, but working with their environmental studies or like a biology class, even getting that intergenerational, like bringing the children out that can go for a walk as well. So maybe they're already learning about a certain type of leaf, and then coordinating that and bringing them out with the seniors as well.
I love that.
Yeah.
I just have one kind of quick question, and it can be just answered with Maura. How many do it? How many of us are in charge of pickleball? A few.
You got a lot raising their hands in the chat.
We don't need to share it here, but I'd like some ideas. We have 3 new courts that we just built in our addition, and just wondering in general how you actually run that program for your members. Do they pay for it? Do you do leagues and all that? So maybe it's something we share, since not everyone is maybe interested in that, but just through email or something. I'm not sure. So
if anyone has any guidance, this is the space. So yeah, please feel free.
I was gonna say, Marilyn, that our new CEO that we have here is super into pickleball. He's like a pickleball crazo, and he loves it. And he's actually going to be doing at the fall rally the pickleball, whatever it's called, the gaming of pickleball. I've never even done it. But he would be a great person to connect with. Maybe I could. I don't know what y'all want.
Sarah, I'm not sure where. I don't see. Where are you at? Why?
I'm at the Wood County YMCA in Wisconsin Rapids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I could.
Well, maybe we can, those people who take that class at the fall rally, then maybe I can connect with all of you there. The other thing is I'm working on is some revenue generating programs. So that's something, I hate to say that I'm working on my budget, and I need to generate at least $2,000 more. So I'm always looking for programs that generate money, but really are worthwhile for our active older adults.
If you ever want to have a conversation about trips, Marilyn, I'd be happy to chat with you.
I do trips, but I think I'm going to have to talk to you more, because while I do make in fact, most of my budget money already is made on trips and fundraisers, but that's a labor intensive. And I know you have partnered with another organization or company to do that. So I have looked kind of at the thought of looking at that, because trips, like I said, are pretty labor intensive for me, the part-time person, and so
yeah,
but it can generate money. Yeah,
we've been looking at doing specific wellness days or workshops to generate money. So we're actually doing a Forever Wellness Day coming up in November, and it's 2.5 hours long. Our nutritionist will be doing a talk on how you can support your bone health with nutrition. And then we'll have a workshop on exercises from one of our personal trainers on how you can support bone health with different exercises. And then we're going to do like a chair flow yoga session, and then I'm going to talk at the end about Foreverwell and any community resources. But it's a chunk of money that they have to pay to go to it. And we didn't get any sponsors or anything, but it will generate money that way.
Okay. I like that idea. That's educational as well as generating some revenue.
Just one more thing, Marilyn. I think I saw Paula on here. I think I saw Carson as well. One of our branch locations did a couple of different things that's similar to like small group personal training that they did create a charge for. And so they did women on weights. They also did some specific balance programming in the weight room. And so perhaps some more specialized weight training, small group weight training could be another way to collect some revenue.
We do that. We do our balance training class and so forth, but none of that revenue goes to me. it goes to the wellness department. So, but you're giving me still some other thoughts about that.
Marilyn, if I can add, we have a strong pickleball group that meets in the mornings, and then we also have a member that will do like lessons too on the side, just like as a try to bring more people in, not at a rate, but looking at, you could, now that I say that, you could charge for lessons for pickleball, just teaching them how to play the game, how to associate themselves, and then probably doing like a nice big Ruha come together, have a tournament, and then you can really open it outside of the Y as well,
Well,
as some options to bring in some
yeah,
money.
I do teach pickleball, and we do
Ooh.
charge. We generally don't charge our members, though. We just really charge any outside people. And we just finished
Sure.
a tournament, an outdoor tournament in Rhinelander.
Beautiful.
So we had
Okay.
like 110 people come to participate. So that's part of my fundraising kind of things. In fact, we do one in the spring too, an indoor pickleball tournament. So so I'm
Wonderful.
already generating money that way. I was thinking of leagues or something else with
Yeah.
pickleball, maybe a little bit more structured for them too. So,
Awesome.
but
Well,
yeah,
it looks like you
thanks.
are well on
That's-
your way.
Well,
Yeah.
sort of.
All right. So let me.
It looks like we have a couple hands raised.
Yeah, I don't know if I
Trista
can-
and Kathleen.
Sorry, I was just saying that I was involved in the pickleball stuff. I'll try to take that down. I don't know how.
That's all right.
And that's
figured-
the same for me. I was just raising my hand for a question.
All right. Well, we can, does anyone else have any questions or anything about program? Otherwise, I can talk about Fall Rally a little bit with Kate.
Well, Kate had mentioned me in the chat, so I figured I'd speak up. I am out of the Fox West YMCA here in the Fox Cities, and I do beginner pickleball as like a free kind of thing for members. But then, so if they get to a point where they're not really beginners so much, but they're not really comfortable yet with going to open pickleball, some folks have asked for lessons, and I'm a personal trainer in addition to playing pickleball. And so what we have done is basically offered, almost like a personal training package that can be used or purchased rather by members or even non-members if they wanted to increase their skill level or work on specific parts of the game that they may want help with so that they can build their confidence and feel more comfortable going to the open pickleball that we offer. So that's just another way you could do it if you wanted, Marilyn.
Yeah, that's a really interesting concept. I know we wanted to do some programs that would be strength training for pickleball players or stretching for pickleball players and that type of thing, which could be a small group also. Same with golf and kind of all the other sports. So thank you.
You're welcome. And I was going to say, I've had folks sign up individually to do one-on-one lessons before, but I've also encouraged small groups. So 3 or 4 people, that way you could, actually teach them more strategy on the court itself if you had enough people to actually play the game. So you could offer it in different numbers of folks per lesson as well.
Sure. We are offering a balanced training program for athletes, and which is designed for, in fact, I wanted it for pickleball players, tennis players, basketball, even people that hike a lot on uneven surfaces, not just a trail. So that's been going over pretty well because when I did teach pickleball, I noticed that there were quite a few people that loved the game and liked to play, but they really didn't have very good control of their bodies. They were running into the net. They were, and so I felt that their balance with movement was really not up to par. And so to work on that, I thought it really to help prevent falls, because falls in pickleball and broken bones is becoming quite pervasive. So that program, I think, is working at least with some of them to understand their movements and how balance plays into performance when they play. So
I just put in the link, Natalie. I'm not sure if you were talking about fall rally for the gathering. I just put the link in if that's what you were talking about. So that's the link for being able to register. Registration closes this week, I think, at the end of this week. We'd encourage you to register because we have all planned some great topics to go through with you. We're really excited about it, and we'd love to have as many of you there as possible at Fall Rally, so we can kind of continue discussions like this, but in person, where it's a lot more fun, and we're able to kind of really connect more, I think. I don't know if Kate has anything else that she would like to share. I can kind of talk if you'd like me to. It doesn't matter.
I can share a little bit about what to expect. So those of you that have been at Fall Rally in the morning, then you know sort of the general lineup of things. We'll have some speakers and a few opportunities in the morning, and then in the afternoon, we'll break out into sections where we get to meet with our own groups of people working in similar areas to kind of brainstorm and strategize. And this will be the first time that we do a breakout session surrounding AOA Foreverwell. So it's really exciting. That group has always been kind of bundled with other sorts of areas in the past. So it'll be nice to talk specifically about this age group. But just to give you a general idea, there's 4 main topics that we'll be going over: community partnerships, marketing, ongoing engagement, grant, general funding and sponsorships, and then we'll be doing a general program brainstorm as well. So we'd love to have lots of folks join us for that afternoon. That way we can share some great ideas and keep this rolling in some forward momentum here. So that's all the added stuff I had, Abby. Thanks.
Sounds good. Does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns about anything? I want to be respectful of people's time, so I just want to make sure we wrap up in a timely manner. But if anyone has any questions or anything at all that they'd like to ask here, or you can always feel free to reach out to any of us via email as well. Does anyone have anything to add? Yeah.
I have a question. For folks that are going to this rally, do you know, are you paying out of pocket for the fees, or is that coming from your, like, reimbursed from your branch, or how do you decide payment?
It kind of depends on, I think, the branch. Some branches pay for their staff to go and some don't. I don't know if it's a consistent thing across organizations. I know RY is reimbursing staff, but if they want to go for the 2 days, the hotel is on them. But I think it just kind of depends on your organization. I don't know if anyone else can talk to that.
Thank you. That's helpful.
I was going to say more of the same, Abby. I think it varies, Natalie. So it's also depended on our organization's budget and where we're currently at, what is and is not reimbursed and included. And they will occasionally approve certain levels to go to Fall Rally or whatever it might be. So that varies as well.
Any other questions or concerns, comments?
I do have a question I'll ask to the whole group, just out of curiosity. I wanting to start a punch card program. So monthly I would award people something. My people love t-shirts. And I thought it would be cool to have a Foreverwell t-shirt. but I don't know if anyone has already made a design that highlights Foreverwell that I could copy, that I could use instead of having to make my own. Anyone? Worth asking.
Yeah, way to go,
Now you're-
Era. We've
Now
done
you're
that day
going
in
to
the
create
park.
that for everybody else.
Yeah.
We love it. You create that for everybody else.
I would talk to your marketing people too, because sometimes they're able to. Our marketing team is just great. Sometimes when I've had, not necessarily for Foreverwell specifically, but when I've had ideas for advertising, they're able to whip up some pretty cool things. And they've done really cool T-shirts for different programming. I haven't made a Foreverwell one yet, but they're very artistic, and I am not. So they might be a good resource for you. To kind of help and get costs down too for ordering shirts. Sometimes they'll have like a partnership where they order through.
Yeah,
Era,
Abby
if
would-
you make
Abby
one
would be
this
able-
year, if you make one this year, I'll make one next year, and we can swap and have two different designs.
That's a great idea. I like it.
All right. Anything else that anyone has? Otherwise, we can wrap it up. If anyone has any questions about Fall Rally or anything, feel free to reach out to any of us. We are happy to help, and we would highly encourage you all to come if you can. We'd love to have as many people and see all of your faces in person. We're very excited, and we're putting a lot of great ideas, so we can't wait to share them with you. But if no one else has anything, thank you all for joining, and we're looking forward to hopefully seeing you in Fall Rally. Otherwise, we'll see you at our next community meeting.
Thank you, Abby.
Yeah.